All right, I had to figure out how to go into the live when you schedule it because I didn't know how to do that. So yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna wait a couple of minutes to let everybody get situated. Whoever's on here. I'm trying to there's a website that has like scholarships and grants. So I'm trying to figure out how to type it in the chat so that you guys can go there. Hey, how are you? Happy Wednesday. I thought yesterday was Wednesday. I've been getting my days all mixed up. It's crazy. All right. I don't know how to type in the chat. I don't know how to do that. But so there's a website called beautyschooldirectory.com. That's basically what I had used to confirm my school in a sense. Well, that's how I found my school. Yeah, it definitely feels like a Thursday. I thought yesterday was Wednesday. One of my classmates is actually taking her state exam today. So yesterday I was like, "Good luck. How did it go?" And she was like, "It's tomorrow." I was like, "Yeah, you're definitely right. It is tomorrow." So, how did I find out about the nail schools in my area? Simple Google. It brought me to this website, beautyschooldirectory.com. This is what it looks like. Oh, probably can't see because of the glare, but it's Beauty School Directory. They have a bunch of grants and scholarships if you are doing anything in beauty school: barbering, esthetician, cosmetology, um, nails, manicuring. So yeah, and then I just went and Google. I typed in manicuring programs near me. There were three that I found. One was like literally 12 minutes away, but their hours were like ridiculously weird. They had Thursdays and Friday from 9 to 2, and I think they wanted like $5,000. And I was just like, yeah, who's paying that? Because I'm not. I went to another school, it was about 45 minutes away. It had an upstairs and a downstairs. They actually had their own manicuring classroom. They were expensive too, but they were too far. And then the school that I chose, Christine Valmy, they're about 30 minutes away. I was calling them for like a year. Um, I kept calling them, trying to figure out like how much it cost, what was the schedule because it still was around like COVID. So they were doing hybrid at first. So they were doing 2 months online and then 2 months in person. So your first and your last month you had to go in person and then the rest was online. So that was still kind of the option, but then one maybe like a month, a couple of weeks before I basically went for my first date, I found out that they weren't doing the hybrid anymore because of the state. A lot of the times when a lot of the times when we had questions or we had concern, they always brought up, oh, the state said this, the state said that. But I think they was lying because when we had school closures, my teacher would come in and we would try to like we would make up the hours or whatever. And then the last time we had school closure, they were like, oh, it doesn't count. So we went in pretty much for 4 hours. I'm not gonna say it was a waste of time because we took a test, we did practicals, and then it was like, yeah, it doesn't count because of the state. But there was nowhere that it was written that said it was the state. Like they kept saying, oh, the state, the state, the state. It was really annoying. The biggest thing that irked my nerve going to that school was the communication, because today's Wednesday. I would ask Miss So and So a question, and then tomorrow we will come back to class and there would be like a big meeting and they'll be like, oh yeah, well no, that's not what it is. And it's like, but this person in the office said it was X, Y, and Z, so why is it not that? Okay, so I got my little notebook because I took notes for myself to try to stay on topic. So overall school cost me, let me get the right price. So this is like my folder from when I first enrolled. So overall school was $3,395. $100 for a registration fee. We had to put down a deposit of, let's see, I think it was $750 that I had to put down a deposit. $750 because I paid $850 the day I enrolled, and then it was 5 monthly payments of $629. But I wound up paying the rest of my tuition. I paid the rest of my tuition like November. So then the day I registered, I got this paper with all the breakdowns. I had to register on the state website. That was $5. My student permit was $5. My written exam was $53. That's why I only wanted to take it one time. So then we had like all these fees. It was like I went to register, put down my deposit. Then it was like, oh, you need to take passport pictures. My passport pictures was $35, I want to say. Okay, yeah, 35. Then I had to get a uniform. So I bought 2 uniforms, pants and shirt. We had to wear white scrubs. That was 134, and then I had to get a white sweater. You could only wear a white sweater. That was $14, rounding up. Then I had to get white sneakers, which was 65. That's not counting tuition. So tuition was something by itself. The books were included. That was $500. I'm about to show y'all my books. You could either buy your own books or you can just go with the school. I just went with the school, and then I went with the school thinking, hey, nothing will happen, right? In this book, one of my pages was ripped. Yeah. So you get a textbook and a workbook. This is the nanotechnology book. This is My Lady 8th edition. And then we all get this. Cosmetology get this. Barbering get this. Esthetician. So everybody gets this foundations book. This is the infection control, chemistry, like beauty business, working skills, soft skills. So all of that is in this foundation books. And this is the 8th edition. So every school is different. Outdated, yes. Like it's 2024 and we're still, hey Jessica, how are you? It's 2024 and they still living like it's the 80s. Like some of the stuff in this textbook is like, who does that? We had to learn about we had to learn how to do a silk wrap with fiberglass and what was that? And silk. Who's doing that? I see it a little bit on TikTok, but I feel like that's for the older clients. But even the older clients are getting gels and stuff. I'm doing good. I'm tired, but I'm doing good. But I'm going to try to make sure I get everything in. That's why I just went ahead and started. I know typical lives, you're supposed to wait for everybody to get here, but I wanted to be able to get everything in before I have to go start picking up my kids from school. So I should have went online to check to make sure that these books were worth $500 because I doubt it. I'm pretty sure I could have found it on Amazon. But I was just like, I'd rather get everything from the school. So that was $500. It was just like all these little fees. Outside of my tuition, I bought stuff $641. So I definitely put that on my taxes because we had to come out of pocket. We had to come out of pocket for like the rolling suitcases. The one that I got, I have it on my TikTok and Instagram. Don't get that one because you gotta play like Tetris to get everything in. Get the ones that have like the where they separate. Like you can take one tier off. Get those. I feel like those are best. You don't have to do too much. So yeah, let's see what else. So in order to clock in, we have to use our phones. So if your phone died, you gotta remember your password. So we clock in on our phones. At the end of the night, it was so annoying because like the cosmetology students, it was always some one girl. She'd be like, "What's that number? What's like? Shut up so you can hear it." I had a great experience, but it was just like little things that annoyed me. Like that every night, her yelling out what's the numbers, like hush so you can hear, or you can go to the screen yourself, and get the numbers. Like it was just little things was annoying me. So wait a minute. I thought I took pictures. Okay, so when we clocked in and out, I'm sorry. This is I don't know how to do this. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, I cannot see that. Let me see. Okay, so when we clocked in and out, this is what it looked like. This was my last week. So you clock in. We had to be there for 5:30. As you guys can see, my last day, the very last day, I was late to class. So you clock in at 5:30. Well, you can clock in 5 minutes before, but I would clock in at 5:15. As soon as I got in the building, I just clocked in. They adjusted for you. I clock in at 5:30, clock out at 9:30. We have to scan our phones using the QR code. Um, let's see what else. We had to make sure we were in uniform. On the very first day, I forgot to bring a pen, a pencil, a notebook, nothing. I had nothing. I had to borrow a pen from my classmate, but then I wound up having a pencil in my car. So the first day we went right to work. We started on the manicuring chapter. While we were coming in, there was a class literally graduating. When I first walked in and I saw the people that were manicuring, I was like, oh hell no, this is ghetto as hell. I'm too old for the nonsense. But they were graduating. The people that were in my class, they were very cool. At first, I could tell. I don't know. It just seems like everything was kind of fell into place. Like all the people that had kids and were married were like in one row. Like the two older ladies were like sitting right next to each other. The young wild and free was in the back, and then like all the Spanish girls was on one side. I don't know. It just like fell into place. So I was like, oh my gosh, like people was warning me. Everybody's clicked up. But I mean, everybody sat in their designated places and got to know who they got to know, like who they became cool with. But we all like it was like one happy family. Like we all helped each other. We all like hyped each other up. So it was just cool. Like we still in the group text. We have a group chat, so we're still there. Like my teacher was cool. During my videos I will always say like, you know how people are assholes? There's like good assholes and then there's bad assholes. My teacher was like a good asshole. Like she's very sarcastic. Like I used to be laughing hysterically. Like some people might not have found it funny, but yeah, I found it funny. I guess because who I'm married to too, my husband's very sarcastic, and I had to adapt to that, which I'm kind of glad because yeah, I can be very sensitive. So yeah, that was that. So our kit, we wound up getting our kit like the second week, and till this day we still didn't get. We had something missing, but we didn't get it. I don't even know what it was. I can't remember, but this is what it looked like. So all right, y'all probably can't see because of the glare, but that big box was our kit. In that we had all right, I got some stuff left over. All right, they gave us safety goggles. This was in a box. This is the hard gel. We had crystal exfoliator, and I did a live on this too, showing everything. But I'm gonna show it again. We got cuticle remover. So this was from my school because they are skincare, and we got massage cream from OPI. These I had to buy from Walmart just to organize my bag a little bit. Um, we No, this is mine. They didn't give us that. I'm about to hype them up a little too much. No, we didn't get that. This was our dapping dish for acrylic. I was like, what the hell is this? Um, this was the hand and the stand that we got that I wound up using it. I actually don't have the hand that I use because my hand was really old. I'm glad that I kept it because my teacher was like, oh, get the, the trainer hand. So it was just like, why would y'all give us this and we need something else? That was the nerve-wracking thing. It was like they gave us 5 buffers and about 10 nail files, and then it was like, well, you're on your own after that. Hey, 34 nails, how are you? That was the annoying thing. So I hope when everybody else go to nail school, y'all don't have to deal with that crap because what did I pay for? Matter of fact, let me see how much the kit was because that was a waste of time buying that. Well, getting that. Okay, so the kit and the books all together was $500, which was a piece of crap. So they gave us this. What is this called? The sanitizing tray. That's probably not the right thing. The sanitizer tray. Who the hell uses this? Not me. Who y'all use this? Why would they give us this? Who's using this? No. Who's using this? No. My teacher, the only reason why I kept it because my teacher was like, you should always keep the drill. When in doubt, keep the drill. The lamp that we had, I have it on my live from 6 months ago when I went through the whole kit. The lamp, I just only opened it to unbox it on the live that I did when I was showing you guys what I got. But I gave that shit right back because all my classmates kept complaining about it. They was like, it don't cure. It was just horrible. And then because we did learn how to wax somewhat, everything that we learned how to do was like a crash course. So in this is tweezers, a headband, and gloves to wax. Yeah, we had to practice waxing 5 times. I did that. At first I was like, I don't want to wax, but it was kind of cool after that. They gave us these nail tips. So this is all the stuff that we got. In here, the case was cute, but yeah, some of it. This is, the implements, nail tweezers, all that good stuff. So I have all of that in that live, so you guys can just go back. And then they gave us this bag, which I wound up using for my books and stuff and my folders just to keep up with everything. So that was like all the stuff that we got or whatever. So this is the app that we use to keep up with our hours and stuff. So this is the app, and then it says 300 hours because in my state you have to do 300 hours. I know it says attendance 101. That's because I was making up hours for those ghost days that when we had school closures. That was my average. The makeup hours, I only missed 1 day of school on my own, but you have to make up hours. This is the absent hours. Those makeup hours were because we had to make up hours at first from the ghost days. So we had a classroom, but the classroom was not set up to do manicures. It was just a classroom. And like the desk would be either higher or lower than the chair. So very uncomfortable and very embarrassing when we have salon day. Basically when people come in and they pay to get their nails done or their feet done. And we have to sit on the floor in order to do a pedicure. So I remember I only took 2 clients, but I remember my first client, she was like, are you comfortable? Like, because I did have like one of those little rolling chairs or whatever, but she was sitting in a hair dryer chair, like the chair that you go to get your hair dried and it has the hood or whatever. That's what she sat in. We only had two pedicure chairs, and there would be like 9 clients. It was like my teacher would be like, "Oh, you guys have to do salon day." Like at one point, she got frustrated because she was like, y'all can't say what y'all want to do, y'all have to do it. And it's like, I don't mind doing it, it's uncomfortable. Like, it's 16 of us, we got 9 clients, which means that's 18 people doing something, and it's just really tight, and then it's hot, and I'm not the person to get hot. I'm always cold, but it would be hot. That was just very annoying. So then we would have to do like these surveys and explain, just a survey, like, what do you think? And that was the biggest thing. The communication is horrible, and y'all need better chairs, like, to for us to sit and be comfortable. So yeah, that was very annoying. All right, let's see what else. um so in case if you guys missed it, because I just went ahead and started, my tuition was $3,000, $3,995, not including my rolling bag, not including my uniform, my sneakers, because we did have to wear uniform, not including state registration. We had to register and pay $5. My student permit, I had to pay separate. My license, my temporary license, and my future license, I had to pay for that. School closures. So one day I did go to school, and then they wound up telling us to go home. Like, the police wound up closing, coming and shutting the building down because it was flooding. Because where my school is a river, like literally up the block. So when it floods horrible. When you register, you're gonna need your high school diploma. If you are married, make sure you bring your marriage certificate. Don't leave home without it. Bring it, because the day I registered, she was like, "Oh, are you married?" I was like, "Yeah." So she was like, "Do you have your marriage license on you?" I was like, "No, because you told me to bring my birth certificate, my ID, my high school diploma." She was like, "Oh, well, we need your marriage license." So if you guys are married, bring your marriage license, because you're gonna need that towards the end when you like apply for your license or whatever. Alrighty, so school is 6 months. I went 3 days, Monday through Wednesday, for 4 hours. The first half is like theory. We go on break for 30 minutes, and then after is practicals. And that's when we practice manicures, pedicures, acrylic, which I still can't get the hang of, hard gel, waxing. This is the sheet that we had to make sure that we filled out. Before we could take our midterm, we had to be at a certain point of hours. We had to be at like 150 hours. We had to take a bunch of tests. This is what the test thingy look like. All right. So this is just how I kept up with my hours, cause y'all not finna play with me. Nope, not at all. So I know people was like, "Oh, why you got that? It don't count." It counts to me. It's a paper trail because I screenshot my hours at the end of every week and save it. So yeah. So we had to take tests. Those are my grades. Sometimes we doubled up, like a manicuring and pedicure test would be together. The acrylic and gel nail, that's the hard gel and stuff, that would be a test together. So yeah, it was very intense or whatever. So at 100, like, once you pass 150, well, once you pass the halfway mark, you could take your midterm. We had to have 2 doctor's notes filled out in order to get student permit. So that's my student permit. That was for us to do salon day when we could take clients, and for me to work in a nail salon if I wanted to, which I did. I did start working in a nail salon with my permit. It expires the day I graduate, so I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and leave the salon because they was already doing some funky stuff, and yeah, I ain't want no parts. When we did do acrylic practice, we had to practice. Well, it came in. Well, they had one of them binder separator covers, and then we put that in there, we practice on that. So that's how we practice acrylic. My teacher was like, y'all can't practice acrylic on anything else until y'all do that. So, but I still can't do acrylic, so it was like a waste of time. But overall, good experience. Let's see what else. Okay, so I know people in most states, you do a written and you do a practical where you go before the board. We don't do that. We have to go to a salon. So right now I am temporary licensed. So then I got to go to the salon, work there for 30 days. I got to get this filled out, send it back to the state in order to get my license. So that's how they do it here. I wish I could have stayed at the salon I was working with because that would have made my life 10 times easier. But I just didn't want no parts of what they had going on. So every time we basically got it was time to do something with the state, the school would email us like, congratulations, it's time for you to apply for your student permit. Congratulations, it's time for you to take your state exam. So in order to take your state exam, you have to have a packet. There's always these damn packets. So all right, this is basically the packet. Don't mind my mugshot, but when you go to take the state, you had to have this. Then you had to have 2 forms of identification to prove who you are and prove residency. And this is just like all the instructions, what you can bring, what you can't bring. Just giving you all the things that you would need to take the test. When I went to take my test, they didn't even ask for this. All they did was ask for my name and what time I was scheduled for. And then after the state, where's that paper? Hold on. After you take the state, you get this little thing that says that you took the state. Oops. After that, you get this paper basically saying you took the state test and you have to wait for your results. So I took mine on a Saturday. I had to wait till Monday. If I would have took it during the week, like say I would have went to take it today, I would get my results tomorrow morning. So yeah, the state board test is intense. Like it's 115 questions and then they throw away 15. So you don't know which 15 they're going to throw away. And some questions have higher points. I wound up getting an 80, thank the Lord, because I don't want to pay $53. When you fail, you have to wait 2 weeks to take it. And yeah, one and done. I do not want to take that thing ever again. So, what else do I have to talk to y'all about? Let's see. For graduation, we still had to come in uniform. We pretty much had a graduation party, and then we still had to come in uniform. In the last hour, we were able to change. And yes, this is the hoodie that I wore on graduation. This is from Get Nailed 32. She sells these hoodies in different colors. There's one that says just a nail boss building her empire, and then one his empire. So for graduation, my mom went to cosmetology school. When we went for her graduation, we were able to eat, and we couldn't stay, but we did eat. We stayed there for like a good 2 hours. It was like a whole ceremony. Our graduation party, we paid for it ourselves. And then family and friends could not come. If they did want to come, they can only come to see us get our diploma. I have a husband and 4 kids. My mother-in-law was going to come up, and my husband was just going to come by himself. But once we found out the situation, I was like, it makes no sense to waste money going to get your mother and her staying here for a week and you coming literally for 5 minutes. My graduation literally was like 10 minutes, and that's being nice. Like, my teacher literally just called our names. We took pictures with her, and she said her little speech, and that's it. And then they had this like Instagram sign that some of us took pictures with. That's it. That was my graduation. Nothing special. When my mom graduated from cosmetology school, they had music. They had a whole walkthrough. There was like a little mini ceremony. We didn't have that. So yeah, hopefully y'all graduation is better than ours. I know the graduation night, like my classmates was getting pissed off because some of the cosmetology students were coming in, some of the teachers were coming in and like getting food, and we were like, I was just like, I'm just ready to go. I don't even care what they do anymore. They annoy me anyway. We did get to work on other students, esthetician students. When you guys go to nail school and they tell you you can work on other people in the school, make sure that when you do nails, whoever you do nails with, tell them to give you a facial or do a hair blowout or do your makeup, do something, or give you a wax, do something, because for a good like 2 to 3 weeks we were doing like other people in the school nails, and it was like, oh yeah, if you guys ever want a facial, you guys can come get one. Rarely happened. I still to this day didn't get a facial. And then it was like when they would come to give the facials, it was during theory. I learned different, so I never wanted to miss theory. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go because I'm gonna miss theory. Then I'm gonna have to depend on somebody else to get what she was talking about, the highlighted stuff. So yeah, school was fun. It was great, but at a certain point, I did feel burnout because it's just nonstop. Like literally every week, there's a test. Sometimes two tests, and yeah. 75 is passing. My teacher towards the end, she was just like, if you got more than a certain number wrong, she would have you fix a certain amount of answers to get a 75. Thank God I never had to do that. But if you did fail in the beginning, you would just have to retake the test. I didn't want to have to do that. Do you know how long the program is? In New York, it's 250 hours. In Pennsylvania, it's 200 hours. In Pennsylvania, it's very easy to get your nail license from what it seems online, because, you know, stuff is not what it seems. It's just, it's a lot. It's not, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's going to make you want to cry, but it's a lot. Like, it's because there's so much information. Like it's a lot of information. And then in the final, my final was two 200 questions. But I think my teacher did that. I'm pretty sure she said it. I think she did that so that nobody can fail. Like so that nobody failed. But the final was very different from like the state. The way that I don't know, the way New Jersey does stuff, they just add too much words. Like, why do you need all this information? Like, I don't know. I'm from New York, so everything is like right to the point. It doesn't drag out. Even when I get stuff from my kids' school, I'm just like, get to the point. Why do you have all this information? And then I still be confused. I don't know. It was a lot of information, but overall, I enjoyed nail school. It was cool. It had its moments where people were, you know, being it's females, so it gets catty, it gets messy. But other than that, it was cool. So if I got questions, let me know. I would just say don't go during the winter months because I don't know how nail school is for other places. It seems like everything is based on hours. If you got bad winters, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Don't go because we had a good 5 closures, and the last week we got heavy rain. Like there was constant flood warnings, and I was just like, so basically with my school, if it floods today, if it rains and it floods today, class gets canceled, and then our graduation date gets pushed back. That's what kept happening. Technically, I was supposed to graduate April 1st. But then something happened with the system where the system put that we were in school on Thanksgiving Day. Thursday we don't go to school anyway. I only go to school Monday through Wednesday. So why would that affect us? I don't know. They pushed our graduation date back to April 2nd. Cool, fine. Then when we had a bad storm or whatever, it was April 3rd. So it was like do or die. Everybody was trying to make up their hours. Like some people, they got their graduation date got pushed back to like April 17th. I'm not trying to be in this building no longer than I have to be. And then once you go past a certain amount of hours, like if you go past a certain amount of hours, your graduation date, you have to pay. And I think it was $22 times 10%. I don't know. I skipped past that part because I don't want to give y'all no more money. I don't want to be in this building no more than I have to. So be very wary when y'all go to nail school. Make sure y'all ask what's the procedure or what's the policy protocol when we have days off that's not in our control, because they set a certain amount of days, like they count in, because we had Martin Luther King Day off, we had President's Day, Christmas, and New Year. So make sure y'all ask them, hey, what happens? Like, does our graduation get pushed back? Do we make up the hours? Make sure y'all ask that, because yeah, if my graduation date would have been April 8th, I would have been pissed off, and my daughter would have been pissed off because she had she's in track now. So I was trying to make sure I did everything in my power to make sure that she stayed on track. Would I recommend going to nail school? Yes, because there's things that you go to nail school you're not gonna learn on TikTok. You're not gonna learn on YouTube. Um, like, not saying that I never clean my tools, but I was cleaning my tools with alcohol. Like, not the greatest. Didn't get no infections, but that's just not how you do it. Like learning product chemistry and um you know, allegedly, according to good old my lady, you're not supposed to soak off your nail enhancements more than twice a year. Don't ask me why, I forgot it, but it's somewhere in the textbook. But yeah, I just hope that yeah, I wish I would have known that. I did. I not that I didn't know what barbicide was. It's just I didn't think it really affected me because I'm only doing my nails and my kids' nails, and most of the time I use the like when you get in the press on nail kits, the little buffer. So I use those and I throw it away. That's one of the things because when I was doing press on nails, yeah, yeah, I didn't do too much research. I just researched like location, how far it was, and how long it was. Um, I wish we could have did the hybrid because those winter months, it would have did us justice. But finding out that the board director, he's like 100 years old. He's old as shit. I kept asking my teacher like, when are these board meetings happening? Cause y'all motherfuckers is living like it's 1970 and we are in 2024. Like, what do you mean you can't go online? We did 3 years of COVID online. What are you talking about? Like, and my school had the highest like graduation rate through COVID. So what you talking about? It don't work. Like, I can't wait to sit in a board meeting because pick me to be on the board because there needs to be stuff updated. Like there just needs to be a school strictly for manicuring in the state of New Jersey. Like my teacher was like, New Jersey is very strict. Yeah, they're they're ridiculous. Like compared to probably New York where it's very lax, it's just it's ridiculous. Like I remember when I first posted my picture on like my private Instagram, everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, congratulations, you're going back to nail school." No, I'm not in nail school. I'm in nail. I mean, not nail school. Nursing. They thought I was going back to nursing school. No, I'm in nail school. We had to wear all white. And when I registered, she was like, "Oh yeah, all white because it looks clean." It was like, no, it looks dirty. Like if I show y'all my uniform now, it's stains that from using alcohol and acetone, like it's car marks because we went during the winter. It's dirty. Like I did keep my sneakers clean because my husband is like a sneaker fanatic, so he always clean my sneakers. So my sneakers is the only thing that's good in shape. But yeah, nail school is fun. I say go because there's so much stuff you're gonna learn, especially like the history, learning about like the Babylonians, learning about ancient Egyptians. Although that history and opportunity is very short, there's so much to do in the nail world, not just TikTok, YouTube. You can do become an advanced medical nail technician where you work with like podiatrists and stuff. A of course salon manager, but what's it called? I forgot. yeah, now that school's over, I don't really have to remember. But it's like a consultant, but you go in like the beauty supplies and you do demos. Like I'm pretty sure people have seen that where you go in there and you do demos and stuff like that. Like um when I was gonna go to nails, well, when I was planning to go, I was like, oh, maybe I'll find out about teaching nails. Hell no. In the state of New Jersey, in order to teach nails esthetician, you have to go through the whole cosmetology course. And part time, I don't even know, but this is one girl. I said, "Oh, when you graduated?" She was in a cosmetology program. She said she was graduating in 2025. I was like, "Hell no! You can keep it. I'll teach you on YouTube for free. I'm not going through the whole cosmetology program. I don't care nothing about hair." Oh yeah, and PA is 200 hours. It seems very easy. 200 hours. You only have to have a 10th grade graduation. Like what? Out here you have to have your full high school diploma. In order to teach nails in Pennsylvania, you need a 500 course. I think that's the same out here, but in PA it's 500 hours. And you take a test, I think. I don't know, I just researched it. But yeah, PA is literally, well, the Poconos is 40 minutes from me. Stratusburg, Pennsylvania is about 15 minutes from me. That's how close to Pennsylvania I am. So, when I officially get my license, I am going to get my license in New York, and I'm thinking about getting my license in PA too, just to have, because there's certain things that you can do in New York that you can't do in Jersey. Like, um, well, one thing the textbook is up to date about the Russian manicure, so they are up to date about that. But there's certain things where it's just like, yeah, ain't nobody doing that. Like, nobody's doing that. But yeah, I just feel like it's very important to just go to nail school to get the history, to learn the basics, whether it's outdated or not. And plus, I was doing press on nails, and I just feel like because people just knew that I was doing it for fun or it was because my passion, they were taking advantage. Now that I have a almost nail license, yeah, play with your mama, don't play with me, because y'all not finna play with me like that. Like absolutely not. But nail school is fun. I really wish that they would have updated kits. The fact that we only got like 5 buffers, 10 nail files, and we're supposed to go through 6 months. Like that's impossible. Um, it would be like, right, yeah, you can't tell me, oh, that's no. And the cost of nail stuff, like I had like the little kits with the buffers and stuff already, so I didn't have to purchase that. But it was just like other stuff like additional that I kicked out, not that's not even including gas, oil changes to make sure I can get there back and forth. That's not including little snacks, me getting hungry, you know, my little frappes. That's not including that. I had to kick out another $700 to have supplies for school. And then last minute they were like, "Oh, you guys need a resume, or you can't graduate." Where the hell was all? It was just like they was pulling stuff out their ass because we had orientation, a week before. We had orientation a week before we started school, and it seemed like it was geared to more of the daytime students. And so they were like, "Oh, you guys need a plaque for your car." And when I got there, and I was like, "Oh, I need a plaque," they're like, "What? Who said that?" And it's like, y'all was just on Zoom saying that. It was so frustrating. Like, I hate confusion. So that was the biggest thing that got on my nerves was confusion. It was like, well, this person said this, and then this person said that, and then that's not right. And then the supervisor got to come in and have a meeting every other 2 weeks because she got to clarify some stuff. And then when we first started, we had to like sign in and out for the bathroom because they were like, if the state comes in, excuse me, if the state comes in, they're gonna do attendance, and they basically have to know where everybody is at. Fine, cool. But then out of nowhere, we didn't do it. We didn't do the login no more. Literally, we had 2 weeks left, and things started cracking down. I had a white zip up hoodie. They said you could wear a hoodie in the Zoom for orientation. Sorry. In the Zoom for orientation, they said you could wear white or black hoodie. Then it was like, no, only white. Then it was like it could either be zip up or it can only be zip up. But some people wore like this, but white. Then it was like, no, because we can get fined. Then like 2 weeks, it was like you guys can't wear a zip up hoodie anymore. It was like, what the fuck? Like, why? Why are y'all making it difficult? We about to leave. Like, we're about to get out of here. Like, it was frustrating. Like, just that was frustrating. But other than that, it was cool. I wish they would have definitely updated the kids. I saw somebody on TikTok. Their school was giving them Kiara Sky. I mean, Kiara Sky got their issues, but it was like y'all getting updated stuff. But yeah, I would just say do your research, ask questions, make sure you ask about the makeup hours and if there's closures that you aren't control of. Not saying if you're absent because you got a doctor's appointment, you don't feel like going, or your kid, God forbid, your kid gets sick, or you got a function for your kid. Like, just the absences that's not in your control. Make sure you ask about that. No, you can use your own stuff. It was just the fact that like this file, they gave us like 5 of these. Well, not this one. Actually, hold on. They gave us 5 of these in our kit. We have school for 6 months. And one of the very first few chapters in this book, no, I'm lying, sorry. That's the nail technology book. But this book is foundation. Everybody gets this. Estheticians, cosmetology, barbering, nails. This is the foundations. This is like beauty business. This is infection control. Infection control was like the 3rd chapter we did. What are we supposed to do with 5 of these? And we're constantly, so let me show y'all. This is the practical sheet, because you have to do a certain amount of practicals before you graduate. So this is the practical sheet. Up top, that's 15 manicures. And y'all gave us 5 buffers. We have 15 manicures to do. And these are disposable. These, I stole these because I was pocketing stuff after a while. Because it's like, what the hell did my tuition go to? Like, where's the audit? That's probably not the right term. But where's the breakdown of it? Wait, where's that other thing? This was this is the fiberglass and silk wrap, which I barely use. I think the most I used was like the nail tips. But what are we gonna do with it? Luckily, because I was doing press-on nails, I had extra stuff, but I had to buy extra stuff. And then this was the drill that we used. First off, I don't want to go zoom, zoom, zoom. I don't want to feel like I'm driving a car when I'm drilling. No, I don't even like using the drill anyway. And you want me to feel like, what are we doing with this? No, like, trash. So I bought, that's another thing I forgot to add in. I bought a drill. I bought a Melody Susie drill, and that was $289 because I bought the whole shebang. Well, my husband did. But either way, so $641 was stuff that I had to fantasy drill. What's that? Never heard of that. Is that what that's? Oh, that's the name. I didn't even realize that was the name. But who the hell heard of this? I don't know. Although we do learn about that in the textbook. But it was just like, it was just so, that was the thing that pissed us off. Where's the nail polish that we had? Hold on. So we got this in our kit. We never used it. This is exfoliating cuticle cream. This is curing resin. We never used that. I just literally threw away the odorless monomer, because we had to have odorless monomer in case they decided to bring back the practical because of COVID, the state, whatever. Um but these were the two colors that we got. These are the two regular colors. And then we had OPI gel base gel. I threw that shit out because it was a no wipe. It was the one you have to wipe the layer off. And I don't got time for that. Nope. Trash. Threw it away. Um so this, oops, sorry. I had this lamp from when I first started doing nails back in 2020. Well, 2019, I really started doing my own nails. But 2021 is when I started my YouTube. So this baby came with me to school. That's what I used because the lamp that they gave us was trash. I gave that shit back. We did have, y'all, we had nail polish in school. But y'all know when nail polish is old, it be separated and stuff. It was that, it was like a wall. Like, you know when you go in a nail salon and there's the wall? It's so embarrassing. It was the wall. So my classmate, she had, well, a lot of people's getting gel anyway, but my classmate had her little container or whatever, and we would just use her stuff because all that stuff was old. And then the supervisor would be like, oh, so hold on. Where's my buffer? I'm about to just show y'all how ghetto nail school can be. All right, so I ordered these just for my personal use. So they ordered these, right? And we were like, oh, well, we need more. And the supervisor was like, I just ordered 2 dozen. Well, if you ordered 2 dozen, where did they go? Mind you, there's 2 nail classes. There's my nail class, and then there's the Spanish speaking nail class, which is packed. Probably had 16 to 18 people too. Make it make sense. So that was the annoying part. It was, I feel like my nail experience, it was good, but it was more annoying because it was just like, what did we pay for? Like, I know what we paid for. We paid for the damn license. That's it. Like, it was just nerve-wracking. Like, I went out and bought my own mask, my own gloves, because we did have gloves. Then after a while, they had to start locking up stuff because people started stealing stuff. It was just crazy. And then, like, I think the makeup esthetician or whatever class was before us, but that teacher didn't like my teacher. Just so she started moving stuff around. Just petty shit. And these are adults. Like, my teacher is like in her 50s. Like, these is grown ass, probably grandmas. Like, and it's petty shit going on. Like, you gotta laugh to not get frustrated. Like, but yeah, it was fun, like, getting my nails done by my classmates, getting, like, we learned how to do, like, massages and stuff like that. When it came time to do nail art, one of my classmates, her mom came in to show us nail art. And we had, like, a Valentine's Day party. This is my resume, y'all, that we couldn't graduate without. But it's like, y'all begged us for this resume, and then I had to fix my resume so many times because my teacher was like, it's not right, it's not right, it's not right. According to my resume, this resume, I haven't had a job since 2014. I mean, technically, I haven't had a job since 2019, but I could only put things that were relevant. I'm sorry, I had like a pimple. It's like bothering me. I could only put things that were relevant to, like, as closely relevant to nails. She was like, I don't care that you babysat. I don't care that you worked in a daycare. You could put McDonald's if you worked there. So the only thing that worked closely to nails was me being, because I went to go to nursing school. So I did a bunch of internships at doctor's office. And what's the other one? When I worked at a call center, because it shows customer service. And then me working doing an intern at a doctor's office showed that I could practice infection control. So I, had asked my teacher, I was like, well, my last job was security. And she was like, oh, you were a security guard? Yeah, that fits you. And I was like, how? How does that fit me? I mean, I do come from a family full of law enforcement, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's nail school. So if you have any questions, comments, let me know. At the end, I'm gonna try to hide my picture because they look like mugshots. At the end, this is for your temporary license, $115. So in that $115 is the application fee to apply for your temporary license, the fee for your temporary license, the application fee to apply for your final nail tech license, and the fee for the nail license itself. Which, let me see how much that is, because the written test was supposed to be 38, but then it went up to 53 because we don't do a practical. So whenever y'all do go to nail school and y'all need help, I got y'all. This was from my midterm. I can help y'all with questions. This was from my final. So I got mad stuff if y'all need help. Kahoot and Quizlet is your best friend. Also on YouTube, Glam and Beyond, I believe she's like a state, I mean not state, she's like she's some type of teacher in Texas. Watching her videos helped me. Also, BGM Science or whatever. I'm in New Jersey. BGM Science. They're a school in Texas, but they have an online program where you can basically take their course and you can take their nail course. It will be like their curriculum, but you can take your state test in your state. You just have to make sure that your state allows it. So like New Jersey, you cannot. So let's just say Katie is in Pennsylvania, right? If Katie moves to New Jersey and she already has her nail license, in order to get a New Jersey license, she has to take the state test. But if Katie moves out of New Jersey and goes somewhere else, she probably, well, let's just say she goes to Florida, because I know that one. If she goes to Florida, she just has to pay the fee. That's it. She don't have to take a test. So if you move into New Jersey, you have to take a test in order to get your license transferred. When I do get my license and I go get my license in New York, I just have to pay the fee for New York. That's it. Because New York only has 250 hours. I have 300 hours. My teacher recently said that somebody from Pennsylvania had their esthetician license, but has to come back to school for esthetician because New Jersey has a certain amount of hours, and I guess the esthetician program in Pennsylvania is less than. So if y'all plan on moving out of state, something to consider, because that shit starts getting hectic. Let's see what else. I don't know if y'all were on, but I only saw the state test is, I don't know if that's the state test or what. It's something is $118. I forgot what it is. But if you are married and you go to enroll in school, make sure you bring your marriage license. Don't, if you know, like if you call, you be like, hey, what do I need? They're gonna be like, oh, your ID, your state ID, your birth certificate, your high school diploma. Bring your marriage license, because the day that I enrolled, I had to go back. Okay, that's not bad. 200 hours, you can knock that out if they do like Monday through Thursday. Because if we would have did Monday through Thursday like they said we were, I would have finished like February. Yeah, I would have started in October. I would have did February, but then they changed it, which I ain't like that. I ain't like that one bit. Yeah, so you can knock that out. I'm telling you, when you go and you need help with those exams, I got you, because I got mad material. Yeah, but Kahoot, Quizlet, there's another app. It's called Nail Technician app. You have to pay $9.99 per month. But I was in some type of group, WhatsApp group for nails, and that's what helped them pass the test. But literally, Kahoot Some of them questions I was seeing on my actual test in school. I was like going through the test and I was like, oh, I know this because I got it wrong on Kahoot, and I got it wrong on Kahoot, and I remember me getting it wrong. So yeah, even like when I took my state board rules and regulations, because that was a chapter, there was a Kahoot on that. So whatever state you're in, type it in Kahoot. Pennsylvania NEL rules and regulations. You can find it. Also on YouTube, Glam and Beyond. I guess like when I download this live, I'll put all that information, like how I got what I used to study, because I only got a 75 twice. Like I'm like, dang, I wish I would have got the. I mean, I was a decent student in school, but when I went to college and I took anatomy and physiology and stuff, I felt like it was hard. I was like, I wish I would have got these grades like in college. But yeah, testing is a lot. There's literally like a test or two every week. And then the midterm, then the final. Oh, that was another thing. When we took our midterm, we had to take a written midterm. Then we had to take a midterm practical. So I had to do. I forgot what I had to do for midterm. Let me see if I still have it. I really can't remember. It's just like out of my mind. Let's see. Well, this is for my practical, my senior practical. After I took my senior final, I had to do 2 fingers acrylic. I had to do a full hand of hard gel. I hated that because my teacher would be like, your product is too thin, your customers are going to keep coming back. And then she'd be like, it's too thick. And it'd be like, what do you want me to do? I don't know. Like, can you sit with me? Because, like, literally, she would sit in a chair. There would be a desk. And there's mad of us crowding around. So it's like trying to see what she's doing. And you can't see shit because it's too many people. So then we had to do a hand and arm massage. Then we had to do a paraffin treatment. But I don't think nobody really does paraffin because the salon I was working at, I was like, do you guys do paraffin? He was like, no, because don't nobody be wanting that. I was like, oh, okay, like cool. He was just like, you gotta learn acrylic. So I would take notes, and that would be like my test days or whatever. When the workbook was due. Before we graduated, she had to check our workbook. So there were certain things that we had to do. Like we didn't have to do the crossword puzzle. We could do it if we want. At the end of each chapter is an exam review. True, false. That's, what is this? This is the nail disorders. That's so important because that's how I was able to spot though that people possibly had fungus when I was working in the salon. Like you being unlicensed, I'm not saying like nobody would know, but you know, you probably would overlook it because you'd be like, oh, maybe they did something cool, fine. But yeah, go to nail school because you gonna learn a lot. We had to do general anatomy. You will have anatomy and physiology, so if you ain't good at it, get good at it. Because it's a lot of terms. That's it. It's a lot of vocabulary. Anatomy and physiology, the most thing that was the nerves. Like learning the nerves of the arms and like the hands and the nerves of the foot and the feet, because you got to pay attention to that. Because I know working in the salon for those 6 weeks, there was a lot of diabetics. So you have to be careful with that. Like, you can kind of tell when they're diabetic, especially by the toenails. If they got some thick-ass toenails, it ain't because they just don't take care of themselves. It's because they're diabetic or whatever. But yeah. And going to the nail salon, like, I know people don't shower, but in the nail salon, it's like y'all motherfuckers don't shower or wash up before y'all come. Y'all just go run, go do whatever, and yeah. I can't wait to do my 30 days and get that shit over with, because working in the salon ain't for me. Like, I have a very strong sense of smell, so it's like Oh my gosh. And then drilling. Like, I don't know if y'all been seeing that post going around. Like somebody was like, if you're gonna play with your coochie, make sure you wash your hands because I can smell it when you drill it off. I don't know how that girl knew it was coochie. Like, what you be doing that you know those like what you be doing to know that smell? Honestly, when I was younger, I hated feet. I don't mind doing pedicures because it's not like this. Like you don't have to constantly interact when you're doing pedicures. With the pedicure, it's like like the customer's kind of here and you're here. So you know you talk within the first couple of minutes, but because the pedicure is so relaxing, that's what it is. Like I don't have to interact with you too much. Like and the most time you're spending on a pedicure is 30 minutes. But I'm a perfectionist, so I move slow. But yeah, also the salon that I was working out definitely used MMA. Like I remember when I was drilling stuff off and I did a soak off on the lady boss because there was a couple that owned it. I was like, what the fuck is this smell? I was like, you know, if you smell something, I don't know about y'all, but my first reaction is to like, is it me? Like I know I took a shower, but the natural deodorant, I don't know, like not natural. I don't use natural, but I use no aluminum. I'm like, maybe I need to go back to aluminum because like I know by a certain point I gotta go in the bathroom and kind of freshen up because I'd be a little tart. But it'd be like first thing in the morning and I'd be like, what the fuck is that? And it's the MMA and then along with whatever they're doing during the day. I remember when I did some girls' nails and I drilled off her polish and I could smell the weed. I was like, did you just smoke? She was like, oh yeah, I smoked like an hour ago. She was like, how you know? I'm like, cause I could smell it. Like if I knew weed, I could probably tell you what strain or whatever. But yeah, I don't know what it is about the no aluminum. Like I know it's healthy. I don't know. I do drink about so I drink like 80 ounces of water guaranteed, and then I do more. So my body is always flushing, but it's just like I don't do much. Like right now, if I wasn't on live with y'all, I would be downstairs relaxing, letting the TV watch me because I'll probably be asleep. Or maybe I might cook a little bit before the kids come home because they start coming home soon. But yeah, like, and people, one thing people gonna do is have the audacity. Like this one lady, she came in, she was like, oh yeah, I pick at my toenails. And I want to go, bitch, you do more than pick at your toenails. You have no toenail. Like there was one nail, it was half of a toenail. Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't smoke no more. So, but even when I did smoke, I'm very self conscious. I'm very paranoid. So it's like I don't know. Even like when I would go to the even when I used to go to like the chop shops back in the day, I would take a shower. And then going to nail school, I learned that you're not supposed to shave before you get a pedicure because there's a thing called micro trauma. You can get infections and all that stuff. Like, who knew? I don't necessarily think that I shaved before I used to go get a pedicure. I can't really remember, but that was something that I like paid attention to. And then like when we did the hair removal, so I don't know about y'all, but like hair, I'm getting older, so it be looking kind of crazy. Like I grow hair. You're not supposed to shave that off or like do the facial shaver. You're not supposed to. That's supposed to be there, but some of them hairs be kind of long, and I got to do it. But you're not supposed to. That's what I learned in school. But yeah, going to nail school, it's definitely experience. I'm happy to be with the classmates that I did. Like I said, like they were very supportive. They were cool in the beginning because everybody told you, oh, it's clicked up. But I just think that it just fell into place, like how we all sat. It was just how it happened. But yeah, some of them I still talk to personally. Like we're in a group chat. Some of them I talk to on social media. Like even my teacher is on social media. I be seeing her in my stories sometimes, but it's cool. But nails is definitely like a telltale sign, especially when you're drilling. You could smell it. Like, I could smell the MMA. That is so strong. And now that I went to nail school or whatever, it was just like, yo, I can't believe that I was letting them put this shit on my nails. Like, faithfully going every 2 to 3 weeks. You know what I don't know how to do on this live? I don't know how to see everybody's comments. I see it as it's popping up, but I can't. Oh, there we go. Now I can see our comments. See, learning. But yeah, it definitely does. I should have probably I put it on my iPad because I didn't want to be like so in y'all face, like, or whatever. But yeah, the MMA, it was crazy. Like, I was like, whoa, this is what I was putting on my nails. Like, I'm not gonna say I didn't know it was totally bad, but I remember because I used to live in New York, when they would soak off, they would use a Metro card, and in my mind, I used to be like, why y'all using a Metro card? But I ain't say nothing, and I would pay, and I would tip, cause I'll admit it, I was paying 60. I would do acrylic and a pedicure and my eyebrows. I look crazy. These braids, they've been in for a month, but I'm not taking them out until it gets close to Mother's Day. My nails look crazy, which I know y'all seen in my videos, but I'm not doing anything till Mother's Day. But yeah, if y'all can go to I'm gonna, once this live downloads, I'm gonna put the website beautydirectory.com. They have grants. I forgot to look at it again when I did officially enroll, because I think you have to be enrolled for some of the grants. So I should have put on. I don't know if I stay back, it doesn't look too bad, but they do have grants for schools, so get into it. Go get that money, because it's out there for us. I should have looked again, but I didn't, because my husband was like, let's just pay for it. I got the money for it. My parents wound up selling their house, so they wound up giving all of us a portion of the money. Me, my brothers, and my children, they all wound up giving, and my husband too, they all wound up giving us a portion of the money from when they sold the house. So that's why how I was able to even enroll in school and get my uniform and get my sneakers, because they helped. So thank you to my mommy and my pops, because that's how I was able to enroll in school. And then my baby father, my husband, helped me with the rest. He paid for the rest of school. So thank God for that. Because it does get expensive. I looked at 3 schools. One school was 5,000. The second one was like $5,995. And then this school was the cheapest. Is the cheapest. It was $3,995. And it wasn't that far away from my house. So and then going to school too, because my car has the car with the car seats, and then my husband has his car. So I would switch cars to make sure that, God forbid anything happens, that he had the car with the car seats. So yeah, that was a thing. Like, I would switch cars. It was like crunch time. It was like, go pick up the kids, put everything that I need for school in one car, then go transfer it to the other car, go to school. And traffic wasn't that bad. So yeah, I would be able to go get my little Wendy's or my little snack. There was like a 7-Eleven not too far. There was a Dunkin' Donuts not too far. um but yeah, nail school was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. It was just the other stuff that was just extra, like the people yelling out, "What's the number?" Like, because we had to sign in with our phone, and there was a code, and the code would regenerate like every minute. And then there would be this one girl. She'd be like, "What's the number? What's the?" Shut up, so you can hear. Like, and then it was like these young guys just doing stupid shit, being young. They would race out of the parking lot. So I don't know how old y'all are, but Frogger, y'all remember? If y'all remember playing that, you got to get the frog across the highway. That's how it felt leaving the parking lot every night. Like, you had to play Frogger to get the hell out the parking lot. So everybody would be signing out, rushing to try to get to their car before they do some stupid shit. And then people would move their car because um I would just park anywhere because at 7 o'clock when I went on break, I would move my car further up. So yeah, I would try to get the spot close up so that I can, get out the parking lot and avoid they asses because yeah, towards the end, like getting home, I would get home like 9:59. But like the last couple of weeks, it was just really weird getting home. Like there was an accident. Um, it was a very, very bad accident. And this is the first time I ever seen this. And my parents are cops, which is crazy. But the cop car, well, the sheriff out here, because it's different out here, not like New York. It was swerving, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" So I'm slowing down, and I hate the way New Jersey drive. Like when New Jersey people drive, they damn near come to a complete stop to make a turn, or they drive right up on you. First off, I'm giving space so that in the event that I have to brake, I can brake and not hit. That's how I got into an accident out here. I was braking and I don't know what the car was doing behind me, but they freaking crashed into. Well, not crashed. Like their car was smoking. My car had a dent, whatever. But yeah, anyway, like it was bad, and then we had to stop. Like the whole 6 months going to school, pretty much just going home, dealing with the construction, if that. But yeah, that's just some things to consider. Consider the weather. Consider construction at night. If you can go during the day. I'm not sure what the daytime would have been like. I wouldn't have been able to do the day because I'm the only one home right now, and I just need to be close to the kids' school. I couldn't imagine going 30 minutes away and then I get a phone call like you gotta come get your kid, and it's like, yeah, not only do I gotta clock out and miss whatever for the day, but then I gotta make these hours up. So that was another thing. Just make sure that y'all consider that the weather, school, um, the supplies. I wish they would have gave us the option of buying our own supplies because if they would have did that, then I pretty much would have saved money. Like, cause yeah, but that's about it. But y'all got any questions, comments, concerns? I feel like I went. Let me see, cause I did write some stuff now. Once upon a time, I had a YouTube channel that I used to do reviews on TV shows. So this was my notebook from that. But I wound up deleting it because it was like this, and I don't like being on camera like that. Like I'm very behind the scenes, somewhat. Oh, the day I registered, I did get a tour of the whole school. So I did do that. Let's see. I think I pretty much went over everything. I did have to go back the week after. So that was a thing. We had to do an exit interview. They scheduled the exit interview the day of our final. So my teacher was like, "Do y'all want to take your final today or do y'all want to take it tomorrow?" And in order to take the state, you have to take all the theory, all the theory tests, and those grades have to be put in the system. Then you have to take the final. Once you take the final and that's put in the system, then you could take your state. So everybody was like, "No, let's take the state now." Like, not state, but where the hell did chat go? Let's take our final now. So this way it can go in the system and we can get scheduled for the state. Because then you have to wait for the school to say you're eligible for the state, to take the state. So we did the exit interview, which is a whole packet, which is, hold on, because I gotta hide my mugshot. These pictures, like, so this was like the interview. So this whole packet was filling out all that paperwork, which took like a good hour and a half. So my teacher was like, "Do y'all want to take your final or y'all want to go on break?" She was like, "Maybe you guys should go on break." I was like, "Nah, let me get that right now. Give me that final right now." So then she was like, "Well, I'm gonna need help grading the final." So she would always get people to help her grade. I wouldn't grade it. I don't want to grade that shit. That's not my job. That's not what I'm here for. But I graded that final that night. Yep. So somebody graded my final, and it's only a point, but still, I could have got an 87. I got an 86. So somebody grade, because I actually had pictures of my answer key and then the right answer, and I was like, wait a minute, I got this right. But it's cool. I don't care. I passed. Whatever. So yeah, so that was the thing. It took forever. So the exit interview, they were like the day of graduation. My graduation is April 3rd. I could come back and get that packet I just showed y'all. Then it was like, no. You don't. You need to schedule a appointment to come back and get your packet. Now, remember I told y'all their communication sucks. Where's that paper? Okay. It says, this is their paperwork. It says you can bring your paperwork prior graduation, I guess prior to graduation, to the office for final review. It does says please send an appointment. So this says we can do it before graduation, but they said you can do it on graduation. You can get your packet. Which one is it? Like it was just little stuff like that. So then we had two different people telling us whatever. So the day of graduation, they were like, come in early to make the appointment. The day of graduation, I just so happened to be late because it was raining and it was nasty ass accidents all day. And I also had to take two of my kids back to my mother's house, like 30 minutes away from 40 minutes away from my school. So when I got there and, my classmates was like, yo, we was about to ask you what's your login, trying to log you in. I was like, nah, I thought about it, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want nobody getting in trouble. It's the end. I was just ready to do the makeup hour. Like, it was only 1 hour. And that's the thing. If you're like a minute late, you have to sit there for a whole hour. What? Who? So, you know how they like to be like, oh, it's the state. Nah, it's the school. Like, they be doing that dumb shit. The thing with the state is that the state has to sign off on it. So, whatever rules that they make up, the state signs off on it. And, oh, I'm 33. I'll be 34, but thank you. I don't mind. People be like, oh my gosh, how old are you? You look like you're in high school. It only gets annoying when people be like, oh my gosh, like you're such a young mom. Somebody thought I was a teenage mom. I have a whole ring on my hand. I'm like, no offense to nobody that's a teenage mom, but it's just like, even if I was a teenage mom, who's to say I'm not taking care of my kids? Like, you want to help? You want to spend some money? Like, help me. Help the bear. But, it was just, that was just so, just dealing with that. People that say they old really don't be old, and they be more lively than people that's not old. I don't know. I feel like the generation now, they just be. One thing I will respect about this generation is that they don't take no shit, and I applaud them for that because, like, my grandparents and my parents were staying at jobs. Like, my grandmother, she worked at the Board of Ed for 41 years. Like, when she retired, it was like, wow, that's such an accomplishment. But then it's like, why? Why did you stay there for 41 years? Like, she was working there before I was even born. Like, no. And then, they had the nerve to spell her name wrong they gave her like a plaque. They spelled her name wrong. And they did it to my mother-in-law because my mother-in-law worked for the city in New York. They spelled her name wrong too. So I don't know what it is about New York spelling people's name wrong. And that's another thing. When y'all go to school, make sure that they spell your name right on everything. Because somebody said that they got their name wrong. I don't know. Maybe it was a story that they was telling. But anyway, they said that they got their name wrong. But yeah. That was the thing. They were like, well, we can come this day. So then I had to go back. Thank God I didn't have to make up any hours because I think 3 times late in the month. And I was only late like maybe one other time. But I did have to go back and get the packet, mail it off. So right now I am temporary license. So this is what my diploma looks like. It's huge. I have it sealed in the bag. I was gonna take it out and show y'all, but it's sealed up because it was raining that day. So yeah, I don't want to do that. But this is the website that I was telling y'all about, beautyschooldirectory.com. It has a bunch of grants and scholarships that's available to you for school, nails, makeup, hair, all that good stuff. There's one thing I wanted to show y'all. Can't remember now. Thank you so much. I'm happy it's almost over. I just gotta wait for my temporary license to come in the mail. That's one thing I wish they would have did. I wish they would have found a couple of salons that um so here's the thing. So we don't go to do the practical like when you do the nails in front of the state board. We have to go work in a salon for 30 days. This is the paper that we have to get filled out. That's the paper we have to get filled out. And the person that fills it out has to have their license for over 3 years. They're called the experienced practicing licensee at EPL. So we work in a salon for 30 days. They fill that out. We send that, and then we get the thing back. I wish the school, although they have like a board where they have a board where they have jobs who are looking for estheticians, cosmetology, wax, whatever. But I wish they would, like, they know that we have to do this 30 days. They should have worked with salons like, hey, we're our students need this. Let's work together. Cause when I go into salons and I tell them that I have to work here for a guaranteed 30 days, it doesn't matter how many hours. I just have to work there from the 30-day time frame. They're like, you have to do what? Like you're not licensed, and it's like, I'm not licensed, but and that's that power shit because it's like now my license is in your hands. So if I work for you in 30 days and you on some shit, you don't want to sign my paperwork, now it becomes something that it doesn't need to become. And another teacher that we was cool with, she was like very cool. She was definitely putting us on game. She was like, some people will like take that to their advantage. She was like, it's messed up because we all started somewhere and people know that this is what it has to take to get your license. So, why do something like that? But, people are evil. So, the salon where I was at, they were willing to sign my paperwork. Like, he would have signed it the day that I had. But the thing was, I think whenever he must have bought the salon, he bought the license because I was looking at the license to make sure that it was up to date. But the license didn't belong to none of them people in there. So it was like, yeah, let me go because I can get them to sign my paperwork. And then years later, the state board in New Jersey is calling me saying, you need to come in because you did some fraudulent shit. And I worked too hard and I spent too much money and too much time. And it's not me that spent time because my husband's job was accommodating so that he can get on a certain time schedule so that I can go to school. So it's like everybody had to work together, It was taking a village to help me go to school. So I'm not gonna jeopardize that for anybody. So yeah, that sucks. I hate it. I wish that now that I went to nail school, I understand people be like, all the beauty programs should be the same across the 50 states. That makes sense because everybody moves. Like I know, like I had like a nail friend. She was a subscriber turned friend. She's moving from Michigan or something like to down south. What if she would have had her license in Michigan and then she goes down south? Now she got to do some next shit to get licensed down there. Like, so yeah. Other than all of that, it's cool. So I did Fashion Week before, New York Fashion Week, but I did it as a press on nail artist. So the next time I do it, I'll be licensed and I'll be asking for some money because run me my money, like pay me. People be trying to shit on nail techs, nail artists, and I don't like that. They be acting like we're not important. I don't know why. Like everything is just hair and makeup. You rarely see anything for nails, and then when you do see stuff for nails, they're like, "Oh yeah, we forgot, but we don't have that in the budget." Cause I don't know. I be seeing some of them pictures, and it be like, y'all did all this work for the hair and the nails. I mean, for the hair and the makeup, but this got bitten fingernails, nasty ass looking cuticles, and it's like, that's why you need a nail tag. Yeah, every state should be the same. And then there's something in Georgia where they're trying to take away the license, where you don't have to get licensed anymore. Excuse me. I don't know for sure what that's about, because I mentioned it to my teacher. She read an article, but I can't remember. But I just think that's crazy. Like, people need to get their license. I did experience a hair. Well, my aunt, she used to go to this lady all the time, right, to get her hair done, and she's licensed. But I think something happened with the shop that she was in, so she was doing hair in her house. I didn't mind getting my hair done at her house because I knew she was licensed. Later on, this is when I was younger, but later on down the line, I not met, but I saw this girl braiding on Instagram. Thank God it went well, because we all know about these Instagram horror stories. But for me, if I see DM me to book, I'm not booking. If you braid in your house and you're not licensed, yeah, are you talking about BGM Science? Yeah, their tuition is crazy. But the good thing about that is that if your state allows it, you only have to take the test in your state. And I don't know if you get a dual license, if you'll be licensed in Texas and then in your state too. Because I was looking at that, because I was just like, well, what am I gonna do about my kids? But then I found out that New Jersey doesn't allow stuff like that, which sucks. New Jersey, master, New Jersey, they got the most rules, but then these people out here, they do the most. Like, it's crazy. Like, how are y'all so strict, but y'all be doing the most? But yeah, I don't know. Just, if you're not licensed, I'm not going to you. Especially learning what I learned. Yeah, I'll pay. I'll pay what I gotta pay for it to be correct. So I did go to her house to get my hair braided, but when I went to get my hair braided, like, her hospitality sucked. Like, she had some show playing, but she didn't talk to me. The only time she talked to me was when she was like, "Hi Cindy, how are you? Girl, you are late. So you need to try to come into the one at 9:30, because I am gonna do this at 9:30, and I am gonna get off at 2 o'clock. Because I do have to start picking up my little gremlins. But no, it's fine. I know people have stuff to do, but I am gonna do it at 9:30 again, and then, well, I'm gonna, hopefully this downloads ASAP. Download this, and then you can see it again, and then I'll be on again. I'll be back on tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So try to come on in, girl. But yeah, she barely talked. Like, it was like, I mean, I still tipped, cause they be like, black people don't tip or whatever. I think I only tipped because she did really good work. Like, I really like the way she did my braids. But even when I went to get my braids done, I went to a shop to get them done, and they talked to me a little bit, but then they was in their own world watching TV, which is cool. Like, as long as you show me some hospitality, like something. Don't just take my money and do the service. Like, got me feeling like a, what is it? Like a John. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I could help any and everybody that needed it, because I wish somebody would have gave me, like, I guess the blueprint, even if it wasn't in my state. Like, if I just would have had that knowledge, like what to know to expect, because I didn't know about those other fees, like paying for a passport. And I was trying to get my passport done at CVS, because I was like, I don't want to pay y'all, but CVS was charging way more. So yeah, I don't know, but I just feel like being licensed, when you're licensed, it shows, to me, it shows that you care. To me, it shows you have, not that everybody's professional, because you could be licensed and still be horrible, but it just shows that you care. You have a little bit of professionalism, and it just means that you have knowledge. So if I ask you, why is something doing this, don't tell me you don't know, or it's supposed to be like that, or none of my other clients. No, I, like, if I ever, because I do want to own a nail salon, I think just own it and let other people just run it. Like, do what you do, because people are too much. But if a client comes to me and is like, "Oh, why is my nail doing this?" I want to be able to say, "It's doing this because X, Y, and Z." Not, "I don't know." Not, "Oh, it must have been something you did." You know, like, let's figure it out together. First off, yeah, what did you do? What happened? What was going on? But okay, well, because you did X, Y, and Z, that's why I was doing X, Y, and Z. So yeah, but if you can't get licensed, go get licensed, because they trying to take everything, and who knows, maybe years to come when we're seeing those commercials like for mesothelioma, maybe we could get a payday for being licensed and going through our trouble of the headache and trials and tribulations of getting licensed. Um, but yeah, I got like 8 minutes, so I don't know what else I want to talk about. Oh, when I went to take the state test before I go, so you go in and well, this is for where I went, the test center. Go in, they ask you for your name. You have to have your ID. I had like the whole paperwork, and then I had my utility bill and something else to show verification. Like when you go to DMV, you gotta show extra. So I went and I was a little early, but they give you a locker, so you cannot have your phone. You cannot have I do have an Apple Watch. You cannot have that on you. And so I did have a hoodie, a sweater. So when you go in, they hand wand you. When they hand wanded me. So and then they asked for your ID, but the lady was like, put everything in the locker. But then later, after I took the test, I did see there's a sign. Make sure you have your like the key for your lock and your ID, because you have to have your ID for everything. So I had to go back to get my ID, and then I had to come back in and get rescanned. And because I had a hoodie, so because I didn't start when she started scanning me, I don't know if I took the hoodie off, but I had to put the hoodie back on. So then she sat me down. She got my ID. She made me take my glasses off. So I was like, oh, I guess because like the picture I took didn't have like my glasses. So she was like, okay, put your glasses on the table. I'm like, what the fuck? So she's like, put your glasses on the table. So I take my glasses off. I had to flip them upside down all around. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm not even thinking of. So I asked my teacher. She's like, it's to make sure you don't cheat. At first, I thought it was because she want to make sure that they're not smart glasses. I'm like, I'm broke, baby. Like, I'm in here with a Shein outfit, Walmart outfit on. Like, I don't got no money for no smart glasses. So be wary of that. They might tell you to take your glasses off, and they're gonna scan you and tell you check your pockets. And did I have on? No, I had on jeans. So I had to like stick my hand in my back pocket. The little, very little pocket that's on the front of your jeans, you got to stick your finger in there. It's crazy. When you are timed for here you are timed for the test. If you want to take a break, you can take a break, but the time still counts. You got to take your ID. You got to raise your hand in order to say you want to use the bathroom. You have to wait for them to call you. It is like, I don't know about jail, but it felt like jail. Like, cause why I gotta do all of this? I'm just here to take a state test. I've taken I've taken a state test in New York, and it wasn't like that at all. I've taken the test to become a police officer and a school safety officer, and it wasn't like that. Like, it wasn't all of that. It was crazy. Um, the test was computerized. I just wish that they would have gave you the test score right then and there instead of me waiting. That sucked. Like, I was trying not to even look, but I spoke to my teacher on the weekend. She was like, you should check. And I'm like, I'm not gonna check. And then I kept checking. So my score came in around 9:30. And when I got the email, it was like my heart dropped. I was like, oh. And then I opened it. I didn't see nothing else but you passed. Like, my classmates was like, oh, what was your score? Don't know, don't give a fuck. Because I passed. That's all that mattered. But it does. Do I have a picture of that? Let me see. It does give you yeah, please do. Cause I'll help any way I can. That's why I saved it. I was about to delete those pictures. I was like, you know what? Let me save them because I never know who can need them. And also, like, if my classmates needed them. Okay, so when I got the email, this was, I hate this. Almost. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get it together. Why is it not? Let's try this again. This be the worst. But what I'm trying to show y'all is it's a breakdown of what's on the test. So scientific concepts, I'm guessing that's like infection control. There's 40 questions. I got 30 out of 40 right. Nail technology procedures, I guess that's like manicure, pedicure, all that. There were 55 questions. I got 46 right. Hair removal were 5 questions. I did 4 out of 5. And then the state law, that's the state. So and then it says, so there's 105 questions. Well, the whole test was 115. I thought they throw away 15. Well, they throw away 10. They don't count 10, and you don't know. So overall, I got 84 right, and then that was an 80. But at that point, I didn't care. I just wanted it to be over with. And now I have to do the 30 days. I was gonna wait till my kids, cause my little one. Oh, you did? Yeah. I studied from somebody in Texas, and some of them questions, even on the Kahoot, like I don't even know where these people are from that did the Kahoot. The questions on the Kahoot, I was seeing them on my actual tests in school, so it's pretty much the same. The textbook that I have, my lady, is the 8th edition. There's like 9th edition or whatever. So yeah, that was the textbook that we used. But yeah, the test, the way they worded was just really weird. I know my classmate, she should be there. I'm not gonna text her. But I was just like, just let me know, like if you need help, let me know, cause I don't even remember like how they worded the questions now. I just remember after I took the test, I just sat in the car and I was just like, what the fuck just happened? Cause I never experienced nothing like that. It was the whole process, like, and then I remember the lady was like, are you ready to go inside? Once you're ready to go inside, you go inside. I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Although I just went, because I literally went to the bathroom when I walked into the building, and then I was like, let me go. I don't know. I was just so nervous. Like, everything was nerve wracking. Oh, and then they give you a sheet of paper for like scrap. They give you scrap paper and a pencil. So after you're done, well, what happened when I was done, the lady wound up coming in to bring somebody else in. And that was another thing. I had to stand like on the X while she put the paper down and set up the computer. It was like, this is so unnecessary. Like, is it to see if I can follow instructions? Like, why are we going through all of this? Then when she called me out, she was like, open your test book. But she speaks so fast. It was like, I was like, I'm pretty sure she probably was like, is this girl slow? Because why she don't understand? Like, anytime she spoke to me, I would just be like, huh? Like, what are you saying? So, she told I had to open up my scrap paper, turn it around. I'm like, I didn't, it's empty. Can't you see that? It was just ridiculous behavior. But thank you for everybody who showed up on this live. I really appreciate y'all rocking out with me. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day or night. What is on my face? I have another live at 9:30, so tune in. I would say pop in. Everybody that was on now, if you can pop in later for a special surprise. Well, not surprise, but like a little announcement. Something little cute going on later. But yeah, if y'all can do that, I would say do that. If not, I definitely gonna screenshot everybody that was here. So don't worry about that. But thank you so much for I'm about to say thank y'all for sharing. But some of y'all did share, so thank you for sharing too. But thank you for rocking out with me for this past 2 hours, I guess. I really appreciate you guys. See y'all tonight. And as always, be good to you, be good to others. Toodles, bye. Now I gotta figure out how to end this, because yeah, this is all new to me. Bye, y'all.